Hi viewers, welcome back to the Tobago Updates television morning show. Good morning to each and every one of you, and we are now into the sporting segment. And we have two informative interviews this morning, starting off with the Tobago zone of the Secondary Schools Football League. It's nearing its end, and we have the secretary and treasurer of the Tobago zone, Miss Syandene Blackman, just to come and give us a brief update as to what's taking place with the Secondary Schools Football League here in Tobago. I'm seeing good things nationally. So, I want to invite Syandene, and of course, thank her for taking time off from her busy schedule this morning to join us. Good morning, Syan.
Hi, good morning to you, Marcus. Good morning to Tobago Updates. Good morning to Tobago. And as Marcus would have mentioned, I am the Tobago Zone Secretary Treasurer of the Secondary Schools Football League. And now we are in the winding down season of things.
Syan, can you hear me,
Yes.
Syan?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Hi, Marcus, I'm hearing you.
Yeah. So Syan, just an update. On the Tobago zone of the Secondary Schools Football League. Where are we now in terms of the different zonal winners or the different age group winners? I know we have first from competition under 13, under 16, under 19. We have girls. I know we have teams also competing at the national level at the top flights, Speyside High, and of course Signal Hill Secondary. Let's give us an update as to how those zones are going, and of course the progress of the teams in Trinidad.
Right. So far we are, as I said, we are winding down. We are in the winding down period. However, still right now we have the Premiership division going on. In the Premiership, I'm going to start from the highest division and come down. In the Premiership division, yes, we know we have a Signal Hill Secondary School and a Speyside Secondary School as well in that division. Currently, all other teams in the Premiership division may have about one, some teams possibly two games to play to end the Premiership division, whereas the Speyside High School still has 3 games remaining. Signal Hill Secondary School still has 4 games remaining. This is due to the unavailability of flights for the teams to travel to take part in their different games, both from Trinidad to Tobago and Tobago to Trinidad. So as a result, those games will have to be rescheduled. So today we have two Premiership matches, one in Tobago, where we have Speyside playing against Arima North Secondary in Trinidad this afternoon at 3:30 p.m. Speyside right now is trying their best to stay out of relegation zone. Well, they are in relegation zone right now, and they would need the maximum points from all their games remaining in order to stay in Premiership for next year, 2025. However, Signal Hill Secondary School will be playing against East Mukorapo Secondary at Signal Hill today at 3:30 p.m. Signal Hill let's just safely say, need 3 points from their 4 games in order to remain in the Premiership division for 2025. But we also need to bear in mind that knowing that Speyside Secondary has to secure all the necessary points in order that they are available to them, they still also have to play Signal Hill Secondary as well as one of those remaining games. So it's very exciting to see how that is going to be. With regards to the Championship Boys and Girls, the Championship Boys and Girls division in Tobago have already been decided. Scarborough Secondary School won the Championship Boys division, whereas the girls of Signal Hill Secondary School won the Championship Girls division. So these two teams are now participating in the Big Five competition. Scarborough Secondary School have not played a game as yet in the division, again due to flights both ways. Scarborough Secondary not being able to secure flights to go to Trinidad for their first game, whereas the team that they were supposed to play, Pleasantville, was not able to secure flights to come up for the last game. But Scarborough Sec is traveling to Trinidad as we speak. They are playing against Trinity College Mocha today, their first Big Five game. They are trying to make it to the Premiership division next year by trying to finish top 3 in that division. The girls from Signal in the Championship division, well, they have played their quarterfinal game on Wednesday versus American Ministries Pentecostal High School, where they won that game 1-0. A goal courtesy Zaisha Potts, assisted by Aliyah Batiste. These girls are now supposed to travel to Trinidad to play Pleasantville Secondary on Sunday. The game against Pleasantville is going to be a bit more challenging for them, as they are going to come up against the Go Sign Sisters of Pleasantville Secondary. So that game is also going to be very interesting.
Yeah,
With regards to the lower division games, these divisions have not yet been totally decided, because we are trying to make way so that we can play the Premiership and Championship games. But we have some leaders currently. But although we have leaders, we cannot clearly say that we have a winner, because anything can happen. The leaders are not far clear, so that we can say, regardless of how much more games remaining, that they are going to win the division.
Right.
And right now we have Bishop's High School girls leading the under 15 girls division. They would have defeated Signal Hill Secondary School, who are the two-time national under 15 champions. They were beaten by Bishops. In the first round, they have another game in the second round. In the under 14 division, that is being led by Scarborough Secondary by a 1-point margin, as they have played one game more than the second place team, which is Signal Hill, who is now on 6 points. Then we have the under 14 division, which is being led by Signal Hill Secondary School. We have the under 16 division as well, that is being led by Signal Hill Secondary School. So that is where we are at now. We are getting ready for Intercal. Intercal is supposed to start on the 7th of November, that is this coming Thursday, where we will see Signal Hill Secondary School on a bye, but Signal Hill would be playing against Speyside Secondary School for their Premiership game on that day. So both teams will not be starting Intercal as yet. Speyside would start their Intercal debut on the 9th of November versus Pentecostal Light and Life. Then we will have Scarborough Secondary is going to play against Roxborough Secondary at Roxborough Complex at 3:30 p.m. on the 7th. And then we have Bishop's High School playing Mason Hall Secondary at Shaw Park on the 7th as well. So right now, that is where we are. We are winding down, as I said.
Yes.
And trying our best to see if we can complete the lower division game.
Yes.
And see how best we can do in order so that we will be able to participate at the national championships.
Fantastic. Now you mentioned several postponed games, especially those at the Premiership level. I mean, chances are, let's say. There's a strong possibility, that we may have 3 Tobago teams competing nationally next year. Should Speyside High win the remaining games and remain in the league, and then should Scarborough Secondary come out of the Big Five? I mean, is there a discussion currently with your zone here in Tobago and at the national level as to how can you best alleviate the situation where games have to be postponed because of lack of flights?
Well, what the Secondary Schools Football League executive has been trying to do is to partner with Caribbean Airlines. So we are looking at bringing Caribbean Airlines as a partner within this zone, or within the league, I should say, in order to assist us with having travel, having games not much disturbed due to lack of flights thereof.
Yeah, because I mean, this must be frustrating for your zone and the teams. I mean, it's difficult probably to prepare for a match, and then last minute you are told that it can't be played because the team can't make their way to Tobago. We can't make our way to Trinidad. I mean, sometimes it's easier for us to go, but difficult to come back. I'm hoping that that discussion will bear some fruit down the road. Any fear of the season being extended over the time allotted? The time that you guys give yourselves to actually complete the league this year?
Oh no, right now things are going quite smoothly. If we were following, we would have noticed that Signal Hill Secondary School had picked up on a rule infringement in a game versus St. Augustine Secondary, and lodged a protest. And as a result, the won the protest, which went to appeal, and they also won the appeal decision. So that resulted in, because of the early detection, it resulted in the scores and the standings being adjusted accordingly.
Yes.
So the way how things are going now, things are going quite smoothly.
Yes.
Everything is on task, it's on time, and hopefully once we do not have a series of disciplinary issues coming to the forefront, then we should be able to finish in time and not be extended as we were extended last season.
Fantastic. I mean, and just before you go, confident that our girls out of Comfrey can go all the way?
I'm confident. We are, Signal Hill is taking it. All the teams in Tobago, we are taking it one game at a time.
Yeah.
And as I always say, as the zonal secretary, although I am the football rep at Signal Hill Secondary School, I always try my best to not be biased towards Signal Secondary School. And I try to give all the schools in Tobago the utmost support that is needed.
Fantastic.
So I am quite confident that all the schools in Tobago, in whatever division we are participating, we have the talent and the ability to go all the way.
That's fantastic. And Syandene, I want to thank you so much for being here this morning. You have said a mouthful. Good things happening with the secondary schools football league here in Tobago. Thanks so much to your hard work and of course your committee's hard work. And as you said, I'm wishing all the schools, Comfrey, Scarborough Secondary, Speyside, also, all the teams that are vying at the national level as well. I mean, all the best in terms of going forward. This is where, I mean, the scouts are out and probably you might get a contract somewhere. I saw a young Imani Forbes recently signed a contract somewhere abroad. I think it's Croatia.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That was just awesome for me. And it's something personal for me as well.
Yeah.
So I am very proud of Imani.
Yes.
Signal Hill is proud of Imani. The entire Tobago is proud of Imani.
Yes.
And Imani, as I spoke to Imani yesterday, and he continuously give me advice to give the boys, to give the athletes, and he's just out there trying to pave the way for other Tobago athletes so that they can get the opportunity that is also afforded to him. Fantastic.
Thank you so much, Syandene. Have a wonderful day and speak to you soon.
Thank you, Marcus. You have a blessed day, and thank you, Tobago Updates, for having me.
Fantastic. The voice there of Syandene Blackman, Secretary Tobago Zonal Secondary Schools Football League Secretary Treasurer, and of course she's also the second Vice President nationally. Thank her so much for her wonderful work. We're going to take a short break, and when we get back we're going to talk some bodybuilding. Yeah, of course, don't forget to share the live, share the live, share the live.